That's what you need. Morning. Morning, Keon. Pikachu, Acing. Acing on the cake. What 6 div did I get? I was div 2 the last time I played in LUTI, and if you don't play in LUTI, you don't get a new div. So I'm forever div 2. I'll take that. Although there is a Hydra main in Div 1 now, so maybe I can catch up to that. The FA Cup? The Football Association Challenge Cup? Nottingham Forest versus Ipswich Town? Those aren't real things. That's not a real thing. They use custom Hydra in Flutie. What they would use when somebody uses when somebody bans screen, I don't know, to use vanilla, you're really gonna throw chicken bombs and booyah bombs at people? That's tough. That is tough. You'd probably just go edit, throw soda all over the place. That's what I'd do. Use V Hydra. So be it. The other people who said V-Hydra was good in Splatoon 2. Splashdown chicken bomb, when you could be giving your teammates ink armor. You could be putting mines all over the place. There's some really bad takes on Hydra, which is a really bad weapon, but in the right hands. K-Shot? K-Shot was the thing in Splatoon 2, yes. I remember it well. My son was... We were finishing up seeding yesterday. Probably spent about 3 hours before Divs went live working on them. Just last minute touches here and there. And then obviously I watched the show. My son was upstairs here and decided to bring me one of his diapers. So now I just have one of his diapers right here, ready to go in case I ever need to change him in the middle of a show, which I would never do. So we got that handy. Maybe somebody will be a little baby later on today and we'll just hand him this diaper. How about that? I doubt that's... I doubt it, though. I don't think anybody's actually upset. Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Popcast. Whenever you're listening to this, whether it be live or VOD, Twitch or YouTube, whether you are trying to schedule your week 1 match as soon as possible, complaining about nobody complaining about their div, letting the world know that you are indeed scrubbing your grubbin, whatever it is that you're doing right now. Appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to this. Unless I don't. Happy LUTI Seeding Day. Post LUTI Seeding Day. It's a national holiday here in the competitive Splatoon community where everybody gets together and finds out how they compare to everybody else who signed up for one tournament. And that's it. 2 months from now, we'll find out who actually won this tournament, but by then, most of us will stop caring and are just glad that the tournament is over. This is the peak of the event. Now, there's still a lot of really cool things going on. Everybody's going to pay attention to tournament sets this week, and then the people who don't get the job done are going to drop, and then they're going to see the new drop rules, and then they're not going to actually drop, and they're just going to force their way through the season begrudgingly. But LUTI Divs Div Drop Day is always kind of a unique and weird thing in the competitive Splatoon community. It's the other than like the grand finals of Riptide this year, that what you saw yesterday on the LUTI stream, that is the most amount of live people that will be watching anything Splatoon related for the entire year. Almost 900 live just to see what div you got in a tournament. That's it. That is crazy. But here we are. Did anybody actually complain? Maybe. Like, there's a few people. There's always people like, well, I guess I'm just going to have to prove the seating council wrong, which is not a thing. The LUTI Seating Council does not put you guys into divs with the mindset of, oh, well, they can't win this div that we're putting them in. No, the vast majority of the time, if we put somebody in a div, it's like, man, I really wish we could put them in the div above, but there's no room for them. They're probably just going to curb stomp this div, but what are you going to do? And then they go off and win the div. Oh, we proved the council wrong. No, you kind of proved us right. We knew how good you were. We just couldn't find any room for you in the div above. So if you want to use that as motivation, go right ahead. But I believed in you. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. I believed in every single one of you. Except for most of you. News of tournaments that may be of interest to the casual listener of the Popcast. I don't know what tournaments are going on this week, and I really don't care, but I will tell you this. If you are playing your LUTI sets, get them streamed. Let people see them. We need more content in this community. Hello? This entire tournament is nothing but content. Go to Splatoon Tourney. Turn in your form or whatever to get your match streamed on Splatoon Tourney. Professionally produced with some of the best commentators that this galaxy has ever known. The whole universe has ever known for competitive Splatoon. Do that. Unless you think you're going to get 5-0'd by your opponent. I understand. Maybe you don't want that out there. I understand that. But still, this is everyone's been claiming they want content. This whole tournament is nothing but a content factory. Even if you don't want it to be professionally streamed by someone else, stream your own matches. Release the VODs of that. Make a LUTI highlight. It's so easy to make content from this thing. Make sure you do that. Or complain about how nobody's making content. You can do that as well. Today, we are going to be taking your calls all episode long. That's other than the CCA update, which I got a few hours ago, so I'm going to be sure to read that off. Other than that, we're just going to be taking your calls all day long. Now, there's some stuff that I personally want to get through, but I want to open the floor up of this episode. This is the least I've ever written for an episode of a podcast, so this is your guys' opportunity. If you have a question for somebody who is on the seating council, I'll answer it to the best of my ability. There are certain things I can't talk about, but I can always give my own personal thoughts on where I put certain teams. If you want to complain about your div, go right ahead. Like this is your chance to do so. Fair warning, I'm probably going to give some pushback to everything you say, but it's an opportunity for you to get your voice out there. If you have predictions you want to do for divs, anything, here's how you do it. You go to the IPL public server, and if you just go to the general chat, I'm going to start a stage for this. Now, who can see the Popcast stage? I'm pretty sure everybody can. I'm not going to ping everybody. LUTI reactions. We are not going to ping everybody. We're going to start that stage, though. If you would like to be a part of the Popcast and actually come on and talk, join that VC. It is in the IPL join the stage in the IPL public Discord server. Raise your hand. We will call on you. We'll bring you up in order. If any of you are cringe, we'll just immediately dump you. But this is your opportunity. The people want to hear from you. That is literally why most people are here, just to hear your guys' thoughts. So don't be afraid to contribute your thoughts. All that and more. But first, while we are opening up the phone lines, and you can go ahead and hop in and start raising your hand, we shall give you the recap of what went on in the CCA last week. The CCA returns to its league roots this semester with CCA League Season 6. With 166 teams, 100 unique universities, and over 80 players, the collegiate scene embarks on its largest event yet. This season, the CCA is excited to partner with the Eastern College Athletic Conference, the ECAC, to provide new opportunities to ECAC members for Splatoon competition through the CCA. Furthermore, select CCA matches will be streamed on IPL during the season. Catch the high-stake action matches every Sunday night. Here's the selection of the most instrumental matches from Week 1 of the league. Division 1, the NJIT Splatlanders took on the VCU Big Fat Sea Cows 4-1. The New Jersey Institute of Technology proves again that they are VCU's Achilles heel with a clean 4-1 victory over Div 1 incumbent on CCA's Friday night stream. University of South Florida Gold beat the Central Florida Knights 4-2 in Division 1 as well. Division 2, UW, the HSK Violet beat the Texas A&M University Maroon 4-2. In Division 3, DePaul University Chicago Squid Hole beats PU. I'm assuming that is that P could have been anybody. I don't know. Maybe Penn State. No, that would have been PSU. We Aquatic Little Creatures 4-3. This Midwestern matchup goes the full distance with DePaul making a critical victory over Purdue's varsity teams. Call them Purdue. In Division 4, VCU Goomies took on NJIT Turnpike 4-1. Curious about if any of the players you run into during LUTI also play in the CCA. The CCA has put together the collegiate players in LUTI Season 16 spreadsheet that documents every LUTI team with collegiate connections. Look to see if any of the 78 teams or 158 players are in your group. I will put that in chat now in case you are interested in that. Follow the CCA social media for more information on standings and upcoming stream matches. Twitter at CCA_Splatoon, Blue Sky at CCA Splatoon, Twitch, Discord, YouTube, all that good stuff. Hey, IPL is partnering with the CCA this season. There's going to be more information about that. As we kind of mentioned, there are going to be matches streamed, it seems, on Sunday every night. Prime time matches. No football on NBC, but you can watch Splatoon on Sunday nights. And that was your CCA recap. Sponsored by these nuts. All right. If that. All right. Before. Let's see. We don't have any hands raised yet, which is fine. So here's what we're going to do throughout today. I'm going to call on you as you raise your hand or bring you one. I will slowly kind of sprinkle in some of the things that I want to make sure to cover. So before we get to that, here's what I wanted to cover. First off, DivX was really easy. It was super easy to get through. There were 12 teams, and there were 11 of them that were like, there's no brainer. Like, okay, good. This team signed up. Yeah, they're DivX. That last spot, I think it should be obvious that the 12th team, the sacrificial lamb that's kind of put in there with those 11 monsters is Poyo. And I'm not going to say who all was up for the debate of Divs X to go in there over Poyo, but what really came down to was Poyo put themselves out there this week. They won SOS. They played in several other events and racked up good results. I mean, they came to play, and they did it. Whereas the other teams we're looking at did nothing. It didn't really do a whole heck of a lot, which is something I've been talking about. I was like, look, the seating council pays attention to things you do during seating week. It's not just, oh, the registration's closed, we're just going to look. No, like, we actually paid attention, and Poyo showed up and showed out. So I feel like they earned that last spot. Are they probably going to get beat up? I think it's likely. They're very, very very heavy underdog in a lot of matches that they're going to be playing in, but they absolutely earned it. It would have been helpful if Deluxe had signed up. So Deluxe had two people. They had Cleffa Pig and Harshy. And I don't know who their other two players were going to be, but they didn't sign up, so they didn't play. Healthy Diet Food Groups, if they had signed up, they would have been DivX easily. I mean, they weren't that good in DivX last season, and last season's DivX has nothing on this season's, obviously. But with what Healthy Diet did in the Sindow Q finals, making top 4 out of that, it's like, how could you keep them out of DivX after what they accomplished in that? So Healthy Diet, if they were wondering, oh, well, we were DivX in a week. No, they would have been DivX if they signed up. There would have been no debate about it. And there would have been the 12 teams right then and there taken care of. Ball Up Top might be the biggest surprise. The team that just won Low Ink in January, now they're Div 1. There was no debate about that. Like, they were Div 1, and there was, like, nobody argued against that. I think there were some people who, like, suggested them maybe as the 12th team for Div X. No way they're going to be put into Div X. I think that was a bit of a stretch. But Div 1, 100%. You look at what they did in LUTI alone, it's like, how do you keep them out? Now, here's the interesting story about Ball Up Top. Originally, they were not going to be in Div S of LUTI. They were going to be in like Div A or something like that. And then a last second switch. Somebody, I don't do seeding for LUTI, but somebody looked at it and was like, no, actually this team we have in Div S, they don't need to be in there. Take them out. And it's like, okay, well then who needs to go up? Ball Up Top. Let's throw them in there. Let them, okay, they're, and you'll see they are the bottom seed of Div S. And what did they do? Racked up like, what, 6, 7 results that are extremely credible. If you get like 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins that look good, okay, that might not be enough to bump you up another div, because a lot of you are going to be saying, well, I won a set against this team that's Div 6, so I should be Div 5. Well, no, you need more than just one. Well, Ball Up Top over the course of a Sunday got like 6 or 7 results where it's just like, all right. Now, they're going to have an absolute bar fight to try to make it into Div 1 playoffs. And they've had so much success so quickly that I'm curious how they're going to respond to adversity, because they've never really had to. They've never had it. All they do is win when they play together. But they're going to be the team that's under the biggest microscope, I think, of all 400 some odd teams in this one. Well, what about Moonlight? Well, I mean, Moonlight's always going to be there. Ball Up Top is the new shiny toy. What are they going to do? I haven't seen what group they're in, but they're going to be a team a lot of people are going to have their eye on, myself included. Div 4 almost changed. So there's less teams that sign up this season than last season, which means that the number of teams in the bottom div are going to change. Div 10 being the bottom div, you needed to find ways to make Div 10 fatter, or else it would have been just like 20 teams or something like that in the bottom div, and it's like, well, that's kind of embarrassing at that point. So it almost came down to, or one of the things that was suggested, not by me, but was suggested that Div 4 be cut in half, let it be an only 24 team div, and then just push everybody down, and that would make Div 10 a little bit fatter. If that were to happen, it would have zero implications on LUTI itself, which is when you're going into seeding for the seeding council, that's all you're worried about is what do you do for the tournament itself. You're not really worried about, well, how would this affect Low Ink or Little Squid League or From the Ink Up or all the other tournaments somebody else just created. Like, you shouldn't worry about that. However, if that did happen, that would have sparked a lot of interesting debate. What would Div 5 look like if only 24 teams got into Div 4? It would have looked like a mess. It would have looked like an absolute mess. And I'll openly say this, now that it's not a possibility. I can speculate on anything. But if Div 4 did get cut in half and a lot of those teams got pushed down to Div 5, I would have went to Lowink staff and said, okay, now we have to have the conversation. Do we move down to do we move the skill cap down to Div 6? And if we had did that, everybody who copies us would have done the same thing. It would have had like a seismic shock across the entire lower level scene. Ultimately, there is no debate that really needs to be had. There's about 6 or 7 teams that are getting banned from Lowink exclusively off their LUTI Divs, and those teams rightfully deserve it. So there's no real news to come from this. A lot of teams got kicked out of Lowink on Sunday, and they had it coming. All of them had it coming. They were on the chopping block anyway, so it all ends up working out. I think what happened was Div 8 ultimately got cut in half. I think Div 8 was 96 teams, and now it's just 48. So that was kind of just the natural move. It's like, okay, that will populate Div 10, and it'll make Div 8 a little bit more competitive. And that's why a lot of you are saying, well, how come I'm down in Div 9? Well, it's because you're kind of climbing on top of the other cockroaches to get to the top of the bucket or whatever, and there's only so much room in Div 8 for everybody. So that's why there's a lot of people kind of congested in Div 9, and I guess a few in Div 10 are like, hey, why am I in Div 10? But there you go. That's how things kind of came to be for the most part. Overall, the seating council was great. Z was the star of the week, basically kind of taking care. I mean, there were several people who did like all the divs, but Z was very instrumental pretty much every single day in getting stuff done. On a personal note, I don't want to go too deep into it, but my wife and I were kind of hit with some tough news in the middle of LUTI seating week, and that took me out. Like there's been a lot of times where when something tough kind of happens, it's like, okay, well, I'll just cope by working on Lowink or working on something Splatoon related, like something to just like push myself through the rough times until like things get better. I tried pushing myself through by using the LUTI seating, and I was like, this isn't going to go well. Like we're going to get like a team just completely way out of whack if I did this. So I took like 2 days off in the middle of the week, but everybody else was doing such a fantastic job that it didn't really matter. And I mean, there's 11 people in the council, so it's like I know I'm the face because I'm like got my face out here, but I'm not the most important person of the council. Z was really kind of stepped up, and we had a lot of really great diversity as far as like people from different regions, different backgrounds, different sections of the skill pyramid. We had Max, Half, and IPS were kind of like our upper div experts. So if anybody's upset about the seating in Div X, literally your favorite TO of 4v4 Sundays had a hand in it. Go complain to them. We had Glacy keeping an eye on all the German teams. We had 96 Magi keeping an eye on all the French teams, making sure that those two regions and EU as a whole got better representation and made sure like, hey, the DSB teams, make sure they don't get screwed over, the EBTV teams, all that stuff. So that was really helpful. There was no CCA representation, and that probably would have been really helpful. To be honest, I couldn't really tell who was a college team and who wasn't. I mean, now we got the information now, but it probably would have been helpful to have one person directly from the CCA just to kind of go to bat for the college teams. I mean, like the Big Fat Sea Cows we got right, but all those other, like, those teams I kind of list on the CCA update, I don't know who they are. And I don't know, like, if they're college or if they're just some random pickup. So that would have been helpful. But other than that, I feel like we had a good kind of broad spectrum across the board of everything there. We got a lot of hands up, so we better start mowing them down before I start talking about anything else. So now is the point where you hit the accept button, and we're going to bring in Tayson. Start this off. What's up?
Hello. I honestly didn't even know we were doing later reactions today, but I just came on here just to see what's up. I'm currently subbing for Chroma Vortex this LUTI season. We got D6. And yeah.
Okay. You weren't, so you raised your hand, but you weren't expecting to get called on. Is that kind of the what?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, how you feeling about Div 6? Is it the div you wanted?
Honestly, this is my first LUTI season. I expected D6 because I in November I got LSL FTIU banned, so that was pretty much what I wanted to get. But now it's starting to like kind of get to me because like I can't play any like low level tournaments like a Shark Tank or any of that.
But you can play low ink.
True, but I don't have a team. Not really.
What do you mean you don't have a team? You're playing a Ludi. You literally have a team.
I'm just a sub, bro.
Just a sub. All right. All right. Well, Tayson, thank
I'm
you for
washed.
coming on.
Thank you.
I don't know why I raised my hand, but here I am. All right. Electro J, number 46. How's it going?
And not too bad. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
All right. So, I think I was really interested to see how it was going to be with LUTI. I mean, I knew I was going to get Div 10, but lo and behold, I did. Because to be fair, still new to comp, so it will make sense for Div 10. I'm really excited to see how this goes, and I'm also really excited to see how I'll go with my team as well.
Any kind of expectations?
Not really, considering I'm just not sure how it's gonna go. But I hope that we maybe can pull out some set wins, maybe something or like that. And maybe this can give us some more motivation to do some other tournaments. I saw that actually it kind of makes me have a question. How do you think this will affect low ink going in the future now that with all the new divs and everything, with how this might shake up stuff?
Nothing really. I mean, we banned like 6 or 7 teams because they got Div 4, but we've been purging teams for 5 years. It's nothing really new for us. So yeah, it'll still be the same low ink. What it will be this month will be people saying, I don't know any of these teams. All the teams I played with are now banned. And then like 2 months later, you'll know who all the regulars are, and then it'll be the same thing when we get rid of them. So low ink's not going to change much at all. Registration might be down because people are going to play their sets during low ink, or some of the crazy teams will go through all the Swiss on Saturday and then play their opponent immediately after Swiss. But other than that, nah, low ink and all low level tournaments aren't really going to be affected that much by this.
That does kind of give me the inspiration. I saw that the registration opened today for low ink, and I'm on the fence right now for applying for a sub. I mentioned this in an earlier podcast that I said I was going to possibly try going for a sub, and I think this might be the one to do it if things go right.
You might as well. You got nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. Give it a shot. So it'd be my, like I said before, it'd be my first low ink, and so that'd be fun.
All right, Electro J, thanks for coming on. Thank you for asking a question. I'm more than happy to answer questions, and good luck to your team.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again.
I have literally no idea who your opponents are. you could be playing someone who's totally bad or somebody who's an absolute god we've just never heard of. So good luck in Div 10. It's the Wild West.
Thank you.
Oh, poor Div 10. It do be like that. I do have some. I do want to mention this. So there's been some people talking about not realizing that they had to put results down in their team information page and instead just put placements. And from my perspective on the seating council, I pay attention to a lot of events, but there's also a good chunk of events I've never heard of. One team, the only thing they put down in their team information form was, we won season 0 of Stronghold Beginner Academy. And that's it. That's the only thing they put down. They didn't say like who they beat or how many teams were in it or anything, or it linked the tournament. That's all they said. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what the Stronghold Beginner Academy tournament is, or if winning it is any, or even when Season 0 was, if that was this season or 5 years ago. I have no clue. So you guys, and I think that was a lot of gripes of some of the Div 9 teams. It was like, well, nobody told us we had to do this. And it's like, well, you kind of need to know how to carry yourself. Have you ever filled out like a resume for like your own personal experience? Like you gotta know how to hype up yourself. But with that being said, results over placements. Here's the thing about results. You have to be really careful, and members of the seeding council can't just take the things you guys say as law, because there's a lot of times where there's two things in particular that kind of jumped out to me. One, when somebody puts down like a result they never put down the date. So, for example, if you were to say you beat Harshy, well, are you saying that was like recent or when like Harshy was playing in low ink? Because there's like that means two completely different things. And I know people are using information from really far back without listing anything, because I got resulted. And if you know me, I haven't played competitive Splatoon since PJ was born. As to take that back, I played in the over 30 tournament after PJ was born. However, I won that tournament and didn't drop a single game along the way. Since PJ has been on planet Earth, I am undefeated in tournament sets. So the result I got put down was when I played with the Indiana team in the Proving Grounds Region Rumble 2 years ago. Now, that wasn't listed anywhere, and I'm not like calling out, well, I am calling out this person, but it's not, that's a prime example. It's like, okay, if I know for a fact you're using a result that is 2 years old in essentially a region gimmick tournament, how do I know the results everybody else is putting down is fresh and isn't just something that's completely made up? Well, speaking of completely made up, that's the other thing. You don't know the dates that people are using for the results. You don't know if they're telling the truth or not. Some of you were just straight up lying about the sets. Let me read off the sets that some individual thought they could put down. This person said they got a 2-0 win against Keo, Bran, Chara, and a fourth person who's a total jackass that I won't name, but would never even play with those three players. This person claimed that they got a 3-2 win over a Moonlight team that played with Pika as well, like a Pika Moonlight pickup. And this person also claims that they have one of the greatest wins in all time, a 3-0 sweep over Bran, Ice, Bagel, and Dark. This person saying they swept Starburst in Splatoon 3, essentially. That's something no team from Japan can claim, that they swept Starburst. This is really impressive results for this player. It would be really more impressive if they hadn't played in low ink 2 months ago and made beta brackets. Oh. And it's not that it's never that obvious. Like that one is like so incredibly, like you should be thrown in jail for these results, regardless of what div you actually get. But there's got to be several times where you people are just straight up lying about something, or you're leaving out, like a DC win, or like, actually, like it was a gimmick tournament we beat them in, or like it was a quad Luna Blaster tournament, but you don't mention that. So that's the kind of tricky thing going through this, is you got to figure out who's actually telling the truth and who's just straight up lying. But so that's kind of tricky to get through. Let's go through back a few more phone lines here. Acing.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Tell me what you got while I take a sip of water.
All right, I am giving you a heads up now. I am being attacked by a kitten right now. So
By what?
a kitten, a small cat.
A kitten. Okay. What breed
Yes.
is the kitten?
It's a grey tabby.
Okay. Does
It's
it
very
have like
small.
gray tabby? We used to have a gray tabby, many years ago in our house. So that's
I'm
good to hear.
original.
Make sure you
I've
give him a
named
scratch
her-
on the chin for me.
I named her Luna, which is really funny.
That's appropriate. I don't
Yeah,
think I
it
would never
works.
name a dog Hydra, but Luna kind of works for a cat.
It's apparently the most common cat name, so I can get away with it.
All right, what
All
you
right.
got?
So, I think it was at the start of season 14 when Sendiku started that you did a podcast episode talking about how teams can or should maybe be using the team SP over claiming their skill level with LUTI Divs. That didn't really catch on, but my question is, do you think it's like too late to switch to that format of team skill, or are we too far gone with LUTI Divs at
You
this
know,
point?
I think you're right. I remember saying that. I think essentially what I said was people wouldn't care about their divs because, well, the people above the low ink skill level wouldn't care about their divs because you want to go for a plus server and you'd be more proud of that. The pickup culture is a thing. Like nobody really brags about being anything unless you're Div X. And that send out Q points would be more relevant. And obviously, to your point, they haven't, or at least they haven't been to the point to where people are like bragging about them, put them in their blue sky bios or something like that. Do I think it's too far gone? I mean, it in the immediate future, no. Like nothing's gonna top LUTI Divs. I mean, like I said, 900 people watched LUTI Div reveal yesterday. 900 people watched a stream that was just, here's what the seeding for our tournament is. More people will watch that than any other tournament combined for this entire month. That tells me just how much people care about this. And no, I was wrong. I don't think that's going to be like dethroned in any time soon.
It's just because LUTI's too big at this point.
It's a monster. Almost
Is this the
500
biggest
teams.
LUTI?
No,
I think surely it is. Okay.
So 2 seasons ago, it was 600 some odd. Last season, 550. So it's slowly trickling down, but it hasn't had a sharp fall off at all. LUTI's been insanely big.
Fair enough. I swear there was like in season 14, I think it was like a Div 13 or something, or like Div 12 was the highest.
I don't recall if there was a 12 or not. I think there was a Div 11, but a lot of those divs were like 100 teams almost.
Yeah, it was just like you don't know the skill level of these people because you don't know the people at all.
Exactly. And that's, a lot of people kind of claim like, well, mid-level should be Div 7 because that's, 1/3. And it's like, no, it's not like 1/3. It's like 80% is low level, 15% is mid-level, 5% kind of thing. But yeah, that's where we are at. What div did you end up getting? I forget.
I wasn't intending on playing this LUTI season, but I realized I was actually a lot more free than I thought. So I offered up my services to be a sub for Octopi, which got Div 1.
Oh.
So I'm going to be a sub for Octopi this season. I don't know how much I'm going to be playing. Probably not that much, but I'll be around.
Octopi really surprised us. I mean, they haven't done much of anything like in a while. And then they just, we're playing in LUTI, and then they played in a bunch of tournaments, and it's like, oh, we picked up right where we left off. So it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, Div 1, you got it.
I'm pretty happy with that. The only one I've properly played with them was Fluty, and we got 3rd, which is like, wow, okay. Good start, I think.
If you don't win Div 1, who do you think is?
Good question. I'm gonna quickly remind myself on who's in Div 1. If I look at the division list. I will probably say Hades. Maybe If not, probably just Lego Fortnite. I think those two are the safe bets. But I think I'll say Hades. I'll say Hades. Final answer.
If you were on the LUTI seating council, you would have fit right in with that. That's all I'll say.
I mean, those two are the top 2 seeds, it seems. So.
Oh, are they? I haven't.
Yeah.
So just a quick to everybody, like the actual seed, it is tricky because they do split up the groups into NA and World, or like also EU, I guess. So like, just because somebody's at the top of a group, it might just be like they're at the top of this group, and also their time frame lines up with mostly everybody else in that group. But yeah, like Hades and Lego Fortnite and probably regular show, I would assume, would be the favorites for something like that.
I mean, if I was biased, I'd say Octopi.
Well,
but,
you are biased
you know.
because you're a human being, but that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
People are going to spend all week trying to figure out how to counter a Loto Blaster. That's going to be fun for them.
They're not going to fight one very much, I'm going to be honest. I'm still a sub, and they have 5 people on the roster already, so the odds of me playing aren't very high. But
all right, Acing,
take what
get
you
out
can
of
get.
here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. There we go. All right. Serpentine, alpha bracket, but not alpha bracket anymore. I think we gave you Div 4. How's it going? This is the part where you hit that microphone with a slash through it and you can talk. All right. Technical difficulties. Moving on down the list. We'll, if you get that fixed, we'll bring you back on. I didn't think I'd make it this far.
Hi.
Hi, Gnaweyed Inked. How's it going?
I'm Yu. It's just my whole team. I'm doing good. How are you?
How am I? I am good.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I think I misclicked. Like I didn't want to participate, but that's fine.
You didn't want to raise your hand, and yet you.
No, I think I was like I wanted to like maybe turn on the music or something.
Okay. Well.
That's fine. I mean, I can like talk about divs and all because I'm doing LUTI too.
Okay. What div did you get?
D4 actually.
Okay, Div 4. You cool with Div 4?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fine because like we were in like ABTV Div 3 around, you know. We got kicked unfortunately due to like because of one guy who like he was like suspecting of being an alt.
Oh. Okay.
And we got blamed for it. Like we didn't even know, but never mind.
Okay.
Forget it. But yeah, I'm kind of happy honestly.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, sorry for that.
Oh boy. What time is it in France? Must be pretty late. Not Faller. How you doing?
My mic was muted, my bad.
It was, but now I hear you. Congratulations. Welcome on to the Popcast. What you got?
Well, if it isn't the infamous Popgun, I'm back.
What you got?
Do you remember me?
Do I remember you? That's what you came on to ask me if I remember you?
No, that's not what I came to ask. I'm just asking, do you remember me?
No. I've looked at over 1,000 names in the past 48 hours or so. So I barely know my own son at this point. So what do you got?
Okay. Hold on. Before I start, can you bring Taysom back on?
Okay, we're moving on. We're gonna move on to the next person. that was going nowhere fast. All right. Deagle, please don't be cringe, okay?
Okay, I will promise you to not be cringe.
Let's go.
That's the least I can do.
That's all I really ask of you. What you got?
Well, first off, how are you doing, dude? It's probably been a long weekend with all this with the seating council and everything going on. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It wasn't that long of a weekend. I did post a picture on Blue Sky after a 4-hour VC just as kind of like a joke, like, oh, I'm so exhausted. But really, I wasn't. And I got a lot of, oh, bless you for what you've been doing, you're doing the Lord's work, doing all this seeding. And it's like, no, it wasn't
You
that
got your pat
bad.
in the back.
It was a
You got
really
your
cool
pat.
weekend. So,
So, in regards of LUTI,
yes.
with with so many teams now in like the lower half, which I'm also part of. I myself am Div 9. This is not my first loot. This is my second looty season. I'm pretty excited because a bunch of friends that I've been scrimming up to now and playing with, like they are officially LUTI Div'd, and they're in the same division as me. And the division 9 being the chaotic mess that it is. I'm honestly excited for this season.
Okay. What was your team name?
Well, my team is Sealy Inc. Same team that I started with in season 15. We're going on strong to this next to season 16 with at least 3 of the original members, with 2 new members on board.
Okay. And you are happy to be in Div 9. Is that, I just want to confirm that.
I mean, I'm not complaining. It's just, Div 9 is fun. I felt like we were going to be in Div 9 either way because my team were like in and out with activity because of life. I myself have been a bit more active compared to my team um, because of pickups. And I just recently went to what you call it, Big Apple 6. Well, I got to go travel to New York and actually meet my co-captain and one of my newer members over there. And I got to meet a team that's actually in my division that hopefully we do get to go against, which is Malibu Rising, which is small world. It's crazy. And like comparing last last season to this season now, a bunch of people that were in Div 9 originally have moved up to higher divisions. Like, for example, we fought against Eating Your Veggies, and they moved up from Div 9 to Div 7, which is crazy. Then you got, I think it was Killer Blues, who I also fought at Big Apple, who is a brand new team. I just found out they're a brand new team. I just bumped into them so many times. I fought them in Big Apple, and they're seeded Div 7 as well. I'm like, that's crazy, because one of the members is also a Tri-Stringer main, and they're exciting to fight against. Like, it's crazy. Like the variety of weapons you fight in the lower divisions. Just have fun with it.
Yeah, going to lands and actually seeing people and meeting them in person, it makes your love for the community grow that much more. And yeah, when you actually get to play against them, like Malibu Rising, that's going to be a fun set whenever you all play them.
Absolutely.
All right.
It's going to be exciting. That's one of the ones I'm waiting for. I'm excited for this season, honestly.
Well, good luck to you this season, and hopefully you enjoy Div 9.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right. Big Dapple 6. Yeah, when they said they met someone at Big Dapple, the first thing that came to my mind was like, oh, I bet they're going to talk about Malibu Rising. And they did. Royalicious. I must say, some of you must not be expecting to be brought on here. There we go. How you doing?
Yeah, man. I'm doing great.
Hi. What's up?
I'm like, first things first, it's nice to meet you.
Well, it's nice to meet you as well. Thank you. Thank you for being nice to meet me. What you got?
So this is my first Liddy season. I was wondering if you could give me some advice on it.
Give you some advice for your first Ludi season?
Yeah.
Don't use a replay week 1.
All right.
Are you the captain of your team?
No.
Okay. If your captain uses the week 1 replay, you need to have a mutiny. You need to throw your captain overboard because they suck as a captain. Your captain needs to bully the other team. Your captain needs to drag the body of the opposing team into your match in week 1. Because if you use your replay in week 1, you're going to have a bad month, a really not fun month. So that's my advice to you. Oh, also try to find VODs of your opponent and study them and try to find like tendencies, try to predict what weapons they're going to use specifically for the maps, and do some actual game planning. That's my advice for that. All right. Their microphone kind of exploded there. Do I try Serpentine again? I mean, we're 0 for 1. We might as well try 0 for 2. Good morning. Oh, we're going 0 for 2. 0 for 2. Serpentine probably has something really excited to say. Hoot Hoot recruits won't let me down. They never do.
No,
Good morning,
we never
Hoot.
will.
Good morning, Hoot Hoot.
Good morning.
What you got?
We got Div 6.
No, I mean, like, do you have anything to say specifically, or you just...
I'm just here to say good morning.
Oh, well, good morning.
Good morning. I didn't...
God. Hammy, please. Hammy, please. Save us.
I love the shift from Hammy to Hammy, please save us. You've embraced how great of a person I am, and I appreciate that.
No, doesn't that highlight how desperate I am? That I need you to save the show.
Yeah, before I say anything, I want to say I'm going to hunt down whoever put Los Inklings from Div 1 to Div 5. That's kind of messed up. I think that we got very underseeded there. But yeah, I don't have anything to ask specifically. I more so just want to shout at everyone who's listening to remind all of you that LUTI has a lot of potential every year to be in a very amazing tournament. I think that a lot of people start over-analyzing and overthinking and complaining about a lot of stuff when really we should just be having fun with this awesome 500 team tournament with a lot of effort and a lot of content surrounding it, and need to just do cool things with it and have fun playing these teams and meeting new people. I'm really excited personally because Div 5 has a lot of new teams that came up from the lower divs, and I'm really excited to play against them and see what they got.
My Div 6 group from 2019, we're all still pretty close together. And whenever we're at a LAN, we'll take like an old Div 6 gang picture with each other. Minus Micklin Heroes, who tore all of us to shreds that season. But yeah, it's a really cool opportunity to meet other people. And for the record, you ended up in Div 3. I think at the end of registration, I think you guys were like barely hanging on to Div 3. But no, you didn't survive. You didn't survive much of that. I will say this though. Toasty might at some point release like a graph that's like, here's how far off from the Sindao placement the actual placement was, or something like that, or like what we came up with, how different it was from the actual thing. I'm not good at reading graphs, and like Toasty was giving us some stuff throughout the week, and I was like, I don't understand what any of this means, but there's some cool data to come from this, I'm sure.
I would love to see some of that stuff. I'm a huge nerd for all kinds of stats and data about all kinds of stuff. And like I said, I wanted to do like more of like a LUTI recap series this season, but IRL slapped me in the face real hard and said, no, you do not have time for this. But yeah, there's so much cool stuff that can happen, and just it's fun just to like enjoy it. Like I was watching the LUTI Div reveals live with a couple of other Splatoon players because I'm trying to start a local scene in the maritime provinces of Canada, and it's just fun sitting there around a phone just watching the div reveals, congratulating each other on the divs that we get, and like reading off all of our friends' team names, and texting each other being like, yeah, congrats, you got this div. And yeah, there's a lot of teams that got divs that I think that they grinded for, and I'm really happy for them and can't wait to see what they're going to bring.
I thought the div reveal show was awesome. I liked the fact that they brought in Free Flow, who was like seeing the divs at the same time as everybody else. So like it wasn't just, oh, here's like our homework we did over the weekend, here's us presenting to the class. It's like other people just like in a VC reacting to it live with everybody else. I thought that was a really smart thing, and I thought Free Flow was entertaining for like a freelanced kind of thing that they did there. But yeah, the Div reveal show versus the, hey, here's the spreadsheet coming out at a random time on a Sunday night. Everybody look at it and crash the page. That kind of thing. I think this is a much better thing they came up with there for sure. Hammy, good luck to you and the Lost Inkling squad this weekend. And I'm sure we'll hear from you again in the future.
You most likely will. I'm very loud.
That's fine. That is fine. We got a lot of hands raised. Let's try to mow down through some of these things. If you're not good at getting to the point that you're trying to get to, we're going to move on to the next person because we got a lot of people to go through here. Final stand.
Wait.
Hi.
Hey, what's good, Popgun?
Oh, you already know. What you got?
All right, so like a few days ago, me and my team won LUTI Divs C playoff. So I think that was they bumped us up like a Div 5. And I'm very excited for Div 5. On me personally, I'm very excited for like see how far this team goes because we have long form goals like getting. So I like to get like Div try to get mid level because we're so close to getting there. And then week 2 we gotta go against Fruit Punch Sunday. I'm sure you heard of him.
I have.
I swear they still for some reason they have beef with you.
They got beef with because Fruit Punch Sunday is not an actual thing. That's fine. I mean, if they had beef with me, they would have just won my tournament so that they could be banned and not have to deal with me ever again. But
no, that is wild. So. No, that is wild for you to be saying that in the Big 25.
It is not wild.
This on Sunday in the 25 is wild.
That is not wild at all. Hey,
that is wild, bro.
All right, so what's your team? What's your team name?
Final stand was which includes our players: Gamer, Veil, TG, and Scoos, the Range Menace.
If I'm putting you down in my fantasy bracket, am I going to put you down as a playoff team?
I mean, I hope so because our conference is like real. I mean, I play decaf mainly because I'm picking up. I'm just starting picking up bucket. Like bucket's starting picking up bucket for like strikes from my team because I play mainly decaf.
All right, well, good luck to you this weekend or this entire month with this LUTI thing or whatever.
Oh yeah, by the way, before I get off, W that Yosuke PFP.
I didn't even hear what you said, but cheers to you. All right, next. Nut Fowler, you're not getting another shot. You had your opportunity, and you talked about something else. Yeah, there we go. Anon, what's up?
Hello. So you said something about not using your move week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have to.
Uh-oh.
Like, why is using your move week 1 a bad thing? Because you said it was a bad thing.
Because you only get one. And if you have to use it in week 1, what happens in week 2 when somebody gets grounded or somebody has to get called in to work, and then you have to use your second replay, and then all of a sudden it is makeup week and you're playing all of your sets in 1 week, which one team had to do last season. So yeah, that's the problem with that, is that you're kind of getting off on the wrong foot. But if this is the only week you won't be available, then it won't be an issue. But odds are there's going to be things pop up and you're going to be like, damn, I wish we really had that replay still.
Well, hopefully it is the only week because we only get one, don't we?
Unless they change the rules. It's been a while since I played. What team are you?
Tidal Disruption.
Tidal Disruption. Hey, you guys are Div 4 now.
Yes.
Were you expecting Div 4 / hoping for it?
We were hoping for it, not expecting it. The reason being was that the roster had changed like a month before, like completely. We had lost 3 members, and then we got 2 new, and both of those had like nothing. That was kind of where me and Rosie were with a Div 5 cap win, while they were kind of 50-50. So the fact that we still managed to get Div 4 in the end was kind of surprising to me. But I'm glad we did get it because it just proves that they are at our level.
Well, good luck to you in Div 4. And Yeah.
Thank you.
Go out and prove it. I mean, you got it, so go out and flex on it. You never come back
I
to
will do.
Loink. You never come back.
I hopefully won't.
There we go. Whose idea was it to put Zenith in Div 2? Who is Zenith playing with, and can you justify that roster needs to be a Div 2? If so, tell me who in Div 1 has to come out so that Zenith and friends can go up. That's the answer to that question. This name is cut off, so it must be a really long name. Who are you?
I am SM Galactic. Nice to meet you, Popgun.
Nice to meet you as well. What you got?
I'm really looking forward to this season of LUTI. This is my first ever season. I'm looking to potentially win Div 6.
Nice. Okay, so we got you in the Div 6.
Yep.
All right.
Very hyped for it.
I will say this. Somebody asked, I forget, somebody asked this earlier, what was the most difficult div to create? And the answer is Div 6. Because there's so many teams that are in Div 7 that have a resume worthy of Div 6, but there was just no room to get in. Like, you basically had to have a degree from Johns Hopkins and have cured cancer to find a way into Div 6. So you're a solid team if you're in Div 6. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So that's it. Just came in to say you're excited. That's cool.
Yep. I'm
Awesome.
really excited. Really looking forward to seeing all the teams play. Everyone has a fair shot at winning.
That's right. 0-0 on the scoreboard. All right.
Exactly.
Good luck to you. Positivity coming out here. Everyone's excited. I'd like to see that. Also, Haft, how did you manage to crash this stage? What tournament? Oh, SOS. That's right. Ketone.
What's up?
No, you already know what's up. How's it going with you?
It's going good. One question and one comment. How much did All for One results affect seeding this time around?
The same as every other tournament. All for One probably more because a lot more teams play in that than pretty much every other tournament around that skill level. But yeah, I mean, it would carry more weight than most other tournaments at that skill level, just because they get more teams that sign up for it versus I won this tournament that's Div 5 and below, but it only has 6 teams in it. It's like, okay, nobody cares. But again, it's not your placement, it's who you actually beat. And in All for One, even though it's just one mode, you get an opportunity to play more teams and get more results.
Okay. And then my team is C-flat, and we got Div 6 this time around, unfortunately, even though I was on AOF a while ago, and we had Div 5, so taking a step back, but definitely going to win this time around, though.
Definitely going to win. C-flat, definitely going to win.
Yep, but that's all. Thanks for the invite.
Well, thanks for coming on.
And good luck to all.
C-flat. That is a great team name. And it's probably C-flat. Mouse. I'm assuming I'm correct, pronouncing that correctly.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi. What's up?
A lot of people, this is my first LUTI. Incredibly nervous and do not know how things might work, but I'll manage somehow.
What team are you on?
I'm on Eternal Bloom.
And what div did you get?
Seeded Div 10.
Div 10.
Can't go any lower. We can only go up.
It's that is correct. That is absolutely correct.
And now goal was to get dived, so kind of win already.
Well, that's good. It would have been pretty bad if we said, no, your team's not good enough to even be in this tournament. So the fact that you got in, it kind of works out.
I just want to give a quick little shout.
Okay.
Who I've been cheering on for the div. She somehow managed to get on a Div 1 team, and I'm like, what the
Who are you talking about?
Her name, I believe, is Starlol, and she's on C-Punks.
C-Punks got Div 1. Okay. Well, there you go. Shout out to C-Punks.
I will have good luck, and I will hopefully come back another time and tell you how we're doing.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that, Mouse. That we will look forward to. All right. Coastline. Oh boy.
My bad. I'm in a game right now. Can I swear?
No.
I can't. Okay.
No, you can express yourself without using the F word. I know you can.
I was about to say it. That's my bad.
Well, you're in a game. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm in a game. I'm
right.
I'm trying to.
You're gonna go play your game, and if you lose, don't even bother raising your hand again. We only talk to winners around here, which is why we're gonna be talking to Strings next. Strings, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Yo, let's go. Let's go, Strings.
Hey.
What you got?
Hi. I actually had a seating question. So,
Okay.
in the past, Div 10 was kind of the place where it's just like, we don't really have that many results on you. Into Div 10 you go.
Yep.
My question was that still the case in LUTI Season 15? Because, like, I was just curiously looking into Div 10, and, like, some people had results against my own team, even.
That
and
is
I'm
true.
Div 9.
The question is, can you find a team in Div 9 to throw out into Div 10 and take their spot? Because that is essentially the question we had to figure out at midnight on Saturday. You go for how seeding works in LUTI. You go from the top and work your way down. You fill out Div X 1, 2, 3, all the way down. That's the order you have to go in. You have no idea what Div 4 is going to look like until Div 3 is done. So you can't jump ahead. So when you get Div 8 done, it's just like, okay, let's put our Div 9 teams in here, put our Div 10 teams in there, and then let's just spot check to make sure, is there anybody that really stands out? And then you look through some of the results that you can. But you also got to keep in mind, we're comparing between Div 9 and Div 10. You're comparing the resume of about 150 teams against each other. And it's hard to determine, like, okay, this team is clearly in the bottom 50 and these teams are clearly in the top 100. I'm not saying that there aren't teams that got missed in Div 9 and Div 10. There 100% were. But that's just the honest truth of how we got to that kind of scenario.
Okay, so it's kind of like constructing the whole pyramid, except starting from the top.
Yeah, you have to do it like that. Sometimes you'll get a new person in the seeding council and you're like, I'm just going to start in Div 5. And it's like, how do you even know what Div 5 looks like? Like half of your Div 5 might get bumped up to Div 4, and you don't know that until you put everything together.
And then that's just a whole bunch of work, just like all for nothing, because it ends up being different.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense. Thank you. That is my question answered.
Well, thank you for asking a question, Strings, and good luck to your TOing stuff. And I guess you're playing in the tournament as well. Boo Boo.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
It's doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
Is that it?
No. I'm sorry, I'm stressed. I'm not used to being a VC like that.
Okay. Well, just give me the idea that is on your mind.
Well, I was about to talk about my team, how we're like really young, and we got Div 4, and I'm really happy about that.
Okay.
I wanted to express how like we rose pretty fast. I'm in a team that formed like 3 months ago. It's Serpentine.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, we're pretty new.
Yes, you played in one low ink. To be quite honest with you, I don't know exactly what it was about your team that got you up to Div 4, just off the top of my head, but I mean, you guys definitely earned it, so there you go. Sounds like you're happy with that.
Yep.
My
first
go on.
What? My first low ink was I did really bad. It was like 3 months ago, and then the newest one I almost won.
All right. Well, good luck to you this season then.
Thank you.
There we go. Appreciation Collective. Whenever we get to Cactus is going to be the last one. That's going to be a good one to end on, and I'm assuming we'll get there before 7:30. Acing, you already raised your hand. Appreciation Collective is doing a horrible job of hitting the join button, so we're going to just... Oh, nope.
Okay, I didn't realize there was a button to join. This is my first, podcast thing. Yeah, my bad, completely. I was talking and stuff too, like a fool. But yo, I'm Toffles, the captain of the Appreciation Collective. I don't know, I'm more just here to shout out Div 6. I'm like, I think that's gonna be the most interesting to watch. Like this Calamity Forge, Neo, Overdive. I don't know. It's also cool just seeing like a lot of the teams that were Div 8 with me last time got bumped up to 6 as well. So, I don't know. Also, I'm in the damnation because I am having to use the bye week 1 probably because I'm getting forced out of town. But
you're not going to be forced out of town for any point the next 2 months, I'm assuming.
that's what I really hope, and I hope my teammates are the same, but where they don't get like teleported to Texas or something.
Okay.
But
yes, Div 6 is if you're just a casual LUTI fan, Div 5 and Div 6 are going to be a lot of fun. Div 6 was really difficult to get into. It's going to be nice and competitive. Same thing with Div 5. So yeah, there'll be a lot of eyeballs from casual fans on those two divisions, I would assume.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier to like a different team of like that you should like look into your opponents and stuff. Now that Luti's on like Sendu, do you think that's gonna like be a lot easier because like the VOD stuff, and then also like people just put their weapons they play on it compared to like Challenge where you had to like really look for that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Yes, it's going to be infinitely easier.
Mhm.
Now it doesn't mean you can't just go off of that information. Like you're going to have to put in some work. But the teams that put in the work usually kind of benefit in LUTI more so than they do in any other tournament. At least that's how my team approached it when we played. We actually came up with game plans, strategies. Like if we're down in game 7, here's what our like switch up is going to be, kind of thing. But it's a fun time if you like strategy. But for for most teams, you can just kind of roll up there and whatever 5-0 your opponent until the playoffs. So
that was my favorite part of last time. We like saw a tent team, and then I messaged like all 10 of my tent friends, and I'm like, you gotta do a pickup scrim or something. We need practice. So.
Yeah, I remember some people DMing me before, like, "Hey, we got to play against this one team. What can you tell me about them?" Like sharing information. Like, look, I'll tell you how we countered that person, but you got to give me something on the opponent we're playing 2 weeks from now. Info sharing, espionage can be a cool thing.
Yeah, that was Lethal Slide to me, who also got Div 6 this time. We were both Div 8. We fought each other first and became like big friends, and we just pretty much gave each other intel on the opponent they were facing. Like every week.
That's fun.
So, yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
LUTI's fun. Yeah, I think that's it for me. Thank you.
Good luck to you. Awesome. There we go. Keon. I think I left my Keon. What's up?
Yo. You threw me off every time. Every time I hear that, I always get thrown off by it each time, Popgun.
It's been a while since I threw that out there.
I appreciate you.
What you got?
2 things. And actually, none of them are questions. I have a bold Div 5 prediction.
Okay.
You never believed in Fruit Punch Sunday.
I never
because
did.
I believe that they will win Division 5. That's my bold prediction.
I'll buy that. They're coming off a really good low ink. They went 6-0 and then kind of fell apart in the alpha bracket, which a lot of teams do. But yeah, it could be like are you guys just progressing at the right time? Like, who are they going to be 2 months from now? They might be a team that's like curb stomping low ink and dominating Div 5. So I don't think that's a far-fetched idea.
I saw them as well in day 1. I was like, this team has the potential to be good, but it would ultimately depend on the following month. And I think it was last month. I think that they made a alpha bracket. I'm like, okay, this team has the potential. So I'm actually kind of excited about them with that. And Div 4 was basically you mentioned before, Div 4 was all the teams that basically graduated from low ink or got low ink banned, if I heard that correctly. Because I noticed that there were a bunch of other teams, like Celestial, for example, there.
Yeah, and I mean, Celestial needed to get out of low ink.
Yeah.
That's not why they got Div 4. I mean, like, so I'm always kind of worried when people get on the seating council if they're like, oh, this is my way to manipulate low ink. And it's like, no, it's not. You put the teams in Div 4 that deserve to be in there. Celestial deserved to be in there. Tetris Effect, Reload, Tidal Disruption, some others. They all definitely deserve to be in there. And it just kind of worked out. But I mean, some of those teams, it's like, it's like you left high school, but you're still kind of hanging around. It's like, no, you just got to go. And now they finally got the push out the door.
That analogy is just now going to live forever and free in my head. That's a pretty good one. No, and then the third thing I guess is if you're a team out there that's participating in LUTI, please ask to get streamed by Splatoon tourney because we like you guys. We want to see matches from y'all. That's all I'm plugging.
Splatoon tourney should be running 24/7 for sure.
Oh, you bet. No, that's all I got.
All right, Keon, anytime. You come on anytime.
You bet.
I think Keon comes on every time, so that kind of works out. Once again, Cactus is going to be Z raised their hand, so we'll get Z on, but after that, we're not going to go any further. Red Velvet C, what's up? Okay, moving on. Technical issues. We're finding out who is having technical issues today.
Hello,
it's the worst
Mr.
one.
Popgun.
Hello, Green Bean. You are as quiet as a bug, but I'll turn you up.
Oh, yeah, that's my fault. I don't
How
know
you
if I can
doing?
do anything about that, sorry. I'm doing good. I'm very happy with my seeding this division. But honestly, I got Div 3 this season with Brainwave.
Okay.
I looked at the seeding. Honestly, Division 3 looks pretty weak, and I think it's kind of insane how high Big Fat Sea Cows are seeded, honestly.
Oh, okay. So where do you think they should be?
I think they still deserve Div 3, but they could definitely be lower.
Okay. Is Big Fat Sea Cows in your group?
No, they're not.
They're not. Okay. That would have been interesting to throw some to call them out on this show and then go on and play them. That would have been an instant like, hey, let's get that match streamed for sure. Okay, so Big Fat Sea Cows overrated. They've been playing pretty decently in tournaments leading up to this, right? Have you been paying attention to what they've been doing the past month?
I have looked. I've seen the great whites they've gotten, but I just think I believe in my team. I don't think Big Fat Sea Cows should be seed 2. Like they still deserve the Div 3, but I think that's kind of.
Well, I wouldn't get too caught up in the actual seeding of some of these divs. I think there were some people in the seeding council who were like actually went in order like that. Like I didn't have time. I was just like, here's the Div 3 teams. Here, like the bubble teams near the bottom who could go around, the teams that could have moved up near the top. But like seeding's tricky because you also have to put teams in groups based on like what they signed up about what they could actually play. So like some of that's a little bit manipulated. But okay, you just came on to say you're excited about your div and the
I also wanted to ask,
Okay, go
who
ahead.
do you think is going to win like Div 3?
I haven't even looked at Div 3.
Okay.
I mean I did the last time I looked at Div 3 was like 5 days ago and then we moved on. So I haven't even thought about predictions yet. Who's like the top seed in that div right now?
Dreamy Wave. It's like a pickup of different players that were higher divs but got lower.
Who's on Dreamy Wave?
Soren. I don't even know the
Oh, that's kind of like an A2P pickup kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to look at all of Div 3 again, and it's been a while since I've been there, so I don't have any hot takes for that. But
I think it's a weak div. Anyway, thank you for having me on.
Weak div. Well, thanks for coming on and sharing your thoughts on that. A weak div. Big Fat Sea Cows, overrated. Half, what are your thoughts on the Big Fat Sea Cows?
I just had tacos, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's completely correlates with everything we were just talking about. What you got, Half?
First, I was going to shout out Keon. We just beat the Suns last night by a lot, so the Suns suck. Anyways,
they do suck.
Have you? Yeah, they do suck. Kevin Durant's going to come to Minnesota. Have you talked about DivX, this eating like trauma and all yet?
Yeah. Yes, I mentioned. I basically talked about DivX up to that point. Do you want to answer a question someone in chat said? Why did Zenith get Div 2?
Okay, so I asked Zenith if they were playing LUTI. They said yes. I asked them like maybe if they're subbing or not. I didn't really get a response. But honestly, I also saw they made a post on Twitter. I think they're just playing that fun. They're not. I mean, like like to put this in perspective, like as I said, the Suns, like Kevin Durant, really good player. He can't carry the Suns to a championship. You know, like Zenith's good player, but like in a in a 9 game set, I don't know how that's gonna work. Especially they're just playing that fun. Like you can't really like move people around Div just because of one player. You have to look at the full team, kind of that stuff. I saw them, but I feel like if they were in Div 1, they would have been lower Div 1. And
I remember seeing Zenith just as I was looking over rosters and was like, oh, well, there might be our
Yeah.
Div X team. And then I looked at the results and I was like, oh, wait, no, that's not. That's just for fun thing. Definitely just the for fun,
Yeah.
which is cool.
No, I think they definitely are just playing for fun. 100%.
Did you have anything you wanted to add specifically to anything?
When are you gonna make Lou predictions this year? Correct.
I might. I mean, it's all about timing. If I were to do that, I'd have to do it like tomorrow or Wednesday. Because like if I did it on the next week of the Popcast, like the week 1's already over. And I was like, well, this team that's 5-0 than another team, I think they're gonna win. No, so I might like make something just for the fun of it. I don't fill out fantasy brackets. I don't know why. I just never really been into that kind of thing. But no, I don't have any predictions as of right today. I don't have any predictions other than slide to win. I think is strong in DivX.
Yeah, because they got a weak group. I'm calling
Do
it right
they?
now.
Oh,
Weak
they're in
group.
the NA group, right?
No, they're in the EU group.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Slide to win with Black Lotus?
Yeah, because then, no, because the way it would have seeded, it had been if Slide the Win and Black Lotus Switch would have been the 1 and 2 seed in the same group.
Okay. I haven't
So
even looked at the DivX groups, but
No,
there we go.
it says Black Lotus is seed 1, but like I think they're seed 3 technically.
Yeah.
Even though they're still seed 1. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. The bracket's fine, so that's all I care about.
There we go. All right. Well, Poyo and DivX. No debate about that now. Like that's you feel good about that?
I think. Gosh, I don't know. I think it's like a good all the freshmen that go to Duke, and just see how they do. I mean, there's good players, but like you don't know what they're gonna do. You have really you don't know how they're gonna do. They might get 0-5 their week. They might win against like Black Lotus, but I could see them going 1-4. I honestly think 1-4, and I think that one win is going to be against a playoff contender team, like a spoiler win. So,
who do y'all play this week?
Facade, and then it's Frickby. So.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
good luck. We're DivX is going to be awesome this season. So
I know.
And I know you had a very stressful time last season. So hopefully close some things out before it gets to game 9 this time around.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I hopefully won't get the game 9. I will say I did not mean to accidentally join earlier. I did not know I could do that.
Sure.
No, I didn't know. Okay.
He just wanted to crash. I don't even remember who I was talking to, but I saw half join. I was like, how did that even happen? I can't see your full name. Could you tell us who you are?
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Ghost.
Ghost? Okay.
So I plan on streaming and probably also uploading the VODs of my sets this season to YouTube.
Let's go.
Do you have any tips for any of that?
No. I mean, if
Oh.
you paid attention to how I uploaded any of my old Popcast episodes to my YouTube, I literally just leave them up as is. I'm trying to think of somebody to kind of point you into the right direction for stuff like that, but I guess what I would say is just kind of look at the stuff other people are posting. I will say this: if you include your VC, that's going to be awesome. People are going to pay attention to it more. If you can kind of like maybe cut out the in-between stuff and like just get to the next game, that might be a little bit more helpful, unless you guys are saying something interesting in between. And that would be my advice, is just get as much out there about you as you can. What team are you?
Calamity Forge Neo.
Calamity Forge Neo, Div 6, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You guys are going to be in a fun group that people are going to actually pay attention to. So, yeah, capitalize on that for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, That was Ghost. And we got no, not Faller. You're not getting back on here. You had your shot and you blew it. Fisk, Bronze, and Cactus.
Hello
and then
there.
we're calling it a day. Good morning.
Hello there. It's actually like 1 a.m. for me right now, but I'm doing great.
Well, good morning to you. Happy Tuesday. What you got for us?
I think like there's been a lot of talk recently about team branding, and especially in like higher levels where there's a lot of pickup culture that teams should brand themselves a lot more. And what I did going into this LUTI season is specifically make a team with the idea of that team having good branding. So I wanted to share like some of the tips for other teams that might be interested, because LUTI is literally the best time to start branding your team more, because it's going to be the time where there's the most storylines going around. There's the most people looking at like you as your team. So what my recommendations are: stream as much as you can. Get like, if you're funny, then people will watch the stream. And try to make content on YouTube. I think that's something that's like really undervalued. YouTube can get you a lot of like retention from even people outside of the community, and that can get people into the community, and that's like really great about that platform. Like uploading VODs is great. I'd like, if you have the time for it, try to edit it down so it's like highlights or something, because that's a lot easier to watch from viewers' perspective. And LUTI Tonight is always good. I think like if there's any time to start branding your team, now's the best time, so go for it now.
What team are you on?
I'm on Flourish in Div 4.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, make sure you good advice. I agree with everything that you said right there, and we'll be looking forward to the stuff you're kind of throwing out there as well this season. So, good luck to you.
Yep. Thank you.
Well, there we go. Kind of doubling down. This isn't the Bronze that we all know, is it? Hello, Bronze.
Oh, hello. Wow, this
Hello.
is quite interesting. I'm on my VR headset right now. How is everyone doing today?
Are you using Chat GT or whatever it is right now, or like you're kind of fuzzy?
Oh, I think it's just the mic, I'm afraid.
That's okay. I think you're a little bit more clear now. What you got? I lied. We can't hear anything you're saying. Unfortunate. It was a little bit clear. Maybe we'll throw in one more player, one more name to make up for that. But we got Cactus on right now. Cactus.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you, Popgun?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm excited.
Why are you excited?
Div 3. I feel like Adam Sandler at the Oscars. I don't know if I should be here, but I'm here, dressed in casual clothing and not fancy stuff.
Are you saying you
But
have imposter syndrome in Division 3? Is that what you're trying to suggest?
It feels like it, only because for so long I've been in like the Div 4 era that finally not having Div 4 attached to me, it's kind of nice, I mean, I'm just excited. I like Ziff said from Healthy Diet Free Groups on like Blue Sky, like if you're not enjoying the game, like you're what are you doing? And I love this game so much, of being able to like know that my hard work I put in and the fun I get to have with this game with people around me and being able to get good at the game while doing it, like, is awesome. I'm excited. I can't wait to play.
Who do you play this first week?
We unfortunately have to play Dreamy Wave.
So yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Bench. What do they call a benchmark game? We'll see.
Yeah.
See how things go. You guys can take them.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've been practicing a lot the past couple of weeks. I mean, we've been trying to put in a lot of the effort. We played in a tournament last night, didn't do too hot, but we learned a lot from it, and that was kind of the main thing I personally was going into when we played in it. Just kind of like, hey, like let's just get some practice with it, and let's just see what we can work on, because, LUTI Matches is gonna be the first of all scheduling already. Loving how hard it is, but it's you know what we signed up for it for like 4, 5, 6 weeks, so we're gonna keep going.
I think some people might not realize what they signed up for, and then by week 3,
100%.
they'll realize. But LUTI's not for everyone, but getting
No.
a div is apparently.
Yeah.
So when are you going to invite me onto your show? You've been on my show like 50 times now, including
know,
like
I
an
know.
actual guest segment. You threw me on there with 9 and K-Bot to be the token bald guy. So when do I get my own individual segment? What's going on here?
I would love to have you on towards the
But-
end of the LUTI season.
Oh, here we go. Oh, towards the end. Why towards the end? Just to like, hey, Popgun, here's all the people that proved the seating council wrong. What do you think about that? Is that what you want to do?
I think that'd be a fun part, but also like just to like let's just talk about the event, right? You're on the seating council. You've been a part of LUTI for so long, for a couple of years, right? Like I would love to pick your brain about not only that, but just your brain in the scene, and just also like your thoughts on how this season has gone so far. I mean, I think this isn't the most teams we've had sign up, right? It's definitely up there though.
Correct.
Close to 500, which is incredible. You stayed up till like almost 1 a.m. seating, so mad thank you to that. Appreciate you. And I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun. I also, there's so much podcast stuff I want to do, and I have to try to squeeze it all in because I want to do like the whole LAN championship stuff. I have like personal stuff I want to get on there. It's going to be a mess. I don't know how you do it, Popgun.
Well, I'm in the same boat. There's a lot of things I want to do, and then I was like, well, wait, that requires work. I don't want to work.
Yeah, that's literally it. And then like, there's a whole content aspect, which I agree with what everyone has said so far. This is your time to make content. You need an excuse. This is it. Just do it. Even if you don't edit it, even if you just pull the VOD from Twitch, put a silly, goofy thumbnail being like, my first week of LUTI. Like, just put it out there, man. That's what I'm going to do. I can edit, but I'm lazy, so...
All right, Cactus. Good luck to you this week against Dreamy Wave, and you call in anytime. I'll keep bringing you on no matter what.
Thank you.
Go. We're gonna get Z on here. Z, a part of the seating council. Are my buttons working? I can't click. Oh, there we go. My mouse is being weird all of a sudden. Hello, Z.
I don't have anything, so.
You don't have anything?
No, not really.
But you raised your hand.
Yeah. I guess like the main thing I just wanted to say is like, for a lot of teams, I wanted to see you guys higher. I just could not fit. Like, a lot of it was just trying to like go like, can I get this team in, or can I get that team in, and it just couldn't happen. So like, don't worry about being like one off your div or whatever too much. It's not that big of a deal.
That's the frustrating thing I think people don't realize is that, oh, you put me in div 7. That means you don't think I'm good. No, actually, I think you're really good. I just can't justify kicking somebody out to make room for you in this other div. That's where it gets really hard, is like the restrictions every div has, and it just doesn't always line up.
Yeah.
How'd you do last week? Did you enjoy last week?
I enjoyed it. It was probably like top 10 Splatoon moments for me. Just getting that DM from Toasty like, hey, do you want to see LUTI? I was just like, wow. So that was a big moment for me. But yeah, it was a ton of fun just talking with people, especially the people I did not know at all previously, like Magi and Glacy. They were such a big help, especially for the teams they specialized in.
Yeah, Glacy's staying up till 6 a.m. local time in Germany to make sure all the German teams ended up in the correct div. Germany owes that person a big pat on the back. Like, Glacy went to bat for every single German team, and rightfully so. You remember that team who they put down in their team results their X rank scores?
Oh,
and
yes.
One of them was bragging about being 1,500 in Clan Blitz. And we were
Oh,
like,
yes.
okay, here's Div 10 for you. And then Glacy was like, no, they left off the fact that they just won DSB Div 4 or something like that. They need to be like up to Div 7 or what, I forget where we placed them. But yeah, like they got saved. Like they got saved by Glacy for sure.
And then we also had the inverse where we almost put a team in Div 4 that
Oh.
ended up going way lower.
Yeah, I won't
yeah.
say who, but one team had a really rough Saturday night. There was a team that started off Saturday in Div 4 and fell all the way to like Div 8. Like they had a really bad day and they had no idea about it.
I mean, yeah, but also like it's good that they don't get stomped in Div 4
Oh, yeah.
and yeah.
Oh yeah, well, they would have been screwed if they didn't get caught. It would have been really
Yeah.
screwed, and also like banned from low ink at the same time. So yeah. All right, Z. You've earned some break, so you enjoy some sets over this week.
Thank you.
There we go. I think we got time for one more. I said we weren't going to do more, but I like Balloon, and I have a shirt from Balloon, from Smoothie, so we'll find ways to get Balloon on here. What you got?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Is it loud over here?
It sounds like you're at a party. What's
sorry.
being served at the party you're at?
I'm at a library.
Shouldn't libraries be quieter than that? You're the loudest person we've had so far, background noise wise.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can step outside if you want. It'll take me like 30 seconds.
No, you're fine. You are fine where you're at.
Okay.
Just tell people you're at a very cool party, not a library. What you got?
Okay. All right. Can I swear here? Can I swear?
No.
Can I say one word?
No.
I screwed up. I'm in Div 7. I don't know how to get out.
Are you really in Div 7? You're not playing, are you?
For sure. I'm totally playing, and I'm totally in Div 7.
Okay. Yeah. I wish there was a Div 7 I could have put you in. That's all you came on to say? You're Div 7?
Yeah, must say.
All right. You disappointed me.
I also wanted to throw shit at half. Everyone's talking about how we want some drama here, and I'm going to give you some drama. All right.
Okay.
So if you're half, this is for you. So you talked to half earlier. You're like, oh my god, you had a rough season last LUTI season, right? I forgot what happened, but
a lot of Div 9, a lot of Game 5s they had to play in. Yeah.
Yes, a lot of Div 9. So Shush was supposed to play in this LUTI season. We were planning on playing, and then next thing you know, half is like, I'll think about it, right? Didn't say anything for a week or two, and then signups close. And then we all find out he's playing with Henlo and Synapse and who else, Nick?
Are you calling out half?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
For ghosting you to play with other players?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There, but I can't bring half back on to rebuttal that, so we're just gonna have to take what you said as fact. Now, man, half. That is wrong. Oh no, I forgot half is on staff.
Oh, dude.
What?
Oh crap.
Half, is this true?
It's for the better because he's in college. We're both in college, so I think it's for the better.
See, Balloon,
Welcome home,
half is
cheater.
just looking out for you. That's what this is.
Yeah, I was.
I wanted to play with you. God damn it, dude.
All right, go to DMs, both of you, and deal with it there. All right, we're done. My apologies to everybody else who didn't get on here. There was a lot of people that raised their hands, but it's getting late, and my son needs to go to bed, and I need to take care of that. Good luck to all of you this week. Play your LUTI sets, and we'll do something next week. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm gonna just chill for most of this week. Maybe set up something pretty cool next week. I don't know. If you'd like to be a part of the podcast anyway, feel free to reach out socials. Blue Sky at Popgun, Twitch at Popgun25, YouTube 25 Popgun, Discord at just straight up Popgun. Sign up for LUTI, sign up for Loic, play your LUTI sets, get vaccinated, especially the measles. Apparently that's a thing that people are too stupid to understand. And stay safe, and we'll see you next week.